so today I'm going to show you a really cool looking original trick, and I have my lovely assistant here, Sam, to help me out. So, are you ready for this trick?
Absolutely.
Okay. So actually, before we do anything, I just need to make a quick prediction of the future. So I'm going to go through here. I'm just going to look. I think, hold on. I see one card that stands out to me for some reason. I'm going to go with this one over here. Okay. I'm going to place it inside of my pocket. Okay, so that card is a prediction of the future, and I would like you to go ahead and shuffle this deck as much as you like. Now, you might have noticed over here that I actually have a red card from another deck, and this card just so happens to be the Joker, okay? So we're gonna use this Joker to help us out in this trick, and Sam, you're gonna place this Joker anywhere you like in the deck, but hand me about 3/4 of the deck, because I don't want you to have too many cards, and you'll understand why in a second, but place that Joker face down in the deck and then give it a cut, okay? Yeah, and then complete the cut, perfect. And so now, for the remainder of this trick, I'm actually going to be turned around, so my back will be facing the camera for the rest of this trick, and I would like you, Sam, to now flip over the pile of cards that you're holding and spread it out face up on the table so that you can see all the cards, okay?
Yep.
And this is what's going to happen in this trick, okay? So you can see the Joker in the middle with all those cards surrounding it. What you're going to do is you're going to read me all the names of the cards from the top to the bottom. And when you get to the Joker, I want you to actually make up your own card.
Okay.
You know, in replacement of the Joker. So before we start though, I want you to have the card in mind that you're already going to think of when you name the Joker.
I got it.
You're gonna say that card instead, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And try not to like make it to like, you know, a different tempo or rhythm. I want you to keep a very consistent, natural rhythm going throughout, okay?
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, just read me all the cards from top to bottom, and then also, I didn't even explain what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be trying to decipher which card is the lie that you're telling me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead and read the cards.
All right, we got the 10 of hearts, 7 of clubs, 5 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, king of hearts, jack of diamonds, jack of clubs, king of diamonds, ace of spades, jack of spades, 5 of diamonds, queen of diamonds, 8 of spades, 4 of clubs, and the 9 of spades.
Okay, interesting. I'm not exactly sure where it was, but I could hear something around, it was like towards the top, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a little bit in the upper half. Maybe it was like I think you said the 10 of diamonds and then the 2 of diamonds was next, right?
Possibly.
I think, you know what? I think that might be the lie
Yes.
that you said. And you know what's can I turn around? Is that it? Yeah, the Joker. It was there. Because you know what's interesting is before I started, I'm standing up so I can show you all the prediction that I had in my pocket. I knew that was the lie because beforehand I had placed one card in my pocket and it just so happened to be the card that you lied to me about.
Indeed.
And that right there is the trick. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So yeah, this is a really easy card trick to do. While the method is extremely simple, I think it's really all on the presentation and how you present this trick that makes it really fooling and makes it seem like you actually know what you're doing. It makes it look like you can decipher the lie when the spectator is reading you all those cards. You can tell where the Joker is just by them talking. It just seems really, really cool. But it's actually very easy to do. So this is how the trick is done. All you're gonna need to do is get out a normal deck of cards and any Joker. You can get out the Joker from the same deck of cards. I actually prefer getting one out from a different deck just because it makes it stand out a little bit more, but it's completely up to you. So to begin this trick, you're gonna shuffle the cards and you're gonna tell the spectator that you need to get out a secret prediction. So you're gonna hold the cards to yourself and you're gonna look through the cards, and what I did in the performance video is I pulled out the ace of spades. Mostly because this is just a very, very easy card to remember, and you are gonna need to know what this card is just in case it gets named by the spectator, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But just take a card that you will remember very easily, but don't show the spectator this card, and you're just gonna place this card inside of your pocket, and that will be your secret prediction. So now at this point, you give the deck to the spectator, and they can go ahead and mix up the cards even more, as much as they want, give it as many cuts as they want. And now you're gonna take the deck back in any way you can. You're just gonna get a glimpse at the bottom card of the deck. So in this case, the 7 of clubs. The most natural way to do this is as you're talking, you're just you can actually give the cards a shuffle yourself, maintain the bottom card, and then when you square up the cards, you can give the cards a little twist, and that way you can actually peek the bottom card, which is the 7 of clubs. And once you have that card memorized, you really gotta commit that to memory, because if you mess that up, this trick is not gonna go very well. So just make sure you repeat that card in your head over and over again after this point, because it's very important that you hang on to that card. So in the performance video, I actually kind of wish that I had turned around a little bit earlier, because I was still facing the spectator and making sure that he cut the cards in the right spot and everything. But if I was you guys, I would actually recommend that you turn around at this point in the trick. I would, turn my entire body to face the other direction before they do any of this, because it makes it seem a little bit more fair. Essentially, you're gonna ask the spectator to cut about 3/4 of the deck, but they can really cut anywhere they want to. I just recommend 3/4 because this is the packet they're gonna be left with. And if they cut less than 3/4, that means they're gonna have to read you like 26 plus cards, which is just gonna take forever. So I would just recommend cutting 3/4 of the deck, and now they're only gonna be left with about 15 to 20 cards, which is way less than if they had cut less than half the deck. So then they can just set that big packet aside, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna have the spectator place the joker on top of the pile that they just cut to, and then you're gonna ask them to give these cards a cut as well, just like that, to bury the joker in the middle. All of this will happen when you're turned around, but if you don't trust the spectator enough, you can face them during this part and watch them to see if they're doing it right. But if you do trust your spectator, if you've done a few tricks with them already, then I would recommend turning around, just because it makes it seem a lot more fair, because you really don't need to look at the cards after you memorize the bottom card, because what just happened is you actually placed your key card, your memorized card, the 7 of clubs, right next to the joker. So now what happens is they are going to spread out the cards just like so, and they're going to go ahead and read you the cards from left to right. And you might notice that your key card, the 7 of clubs, the card that you're remembering, is going to be right before your joker. And yeah, that's basically how this trick works, is they're going to read you the cards from top to bottom, and then when you hear your key card, the 7 of clubs, you're just going to listen to what card they name right after it, and that card is going to be the lie that they say. Now there's a couple things to remember before you tell the spectator to read the cards. So first, you're going to explain to them that you want them to read all these cards from left to right, from top to bottom, and when they get to the joker, you want them to make up any card that they want. Now it's very important that you tell them to make up a card that is not currently within this pile, because you don't want to have any repeats. And it's also very important to tell them that you do not want them to have a different tempo when they're reading the joker. Like if they pause or stumble, it's going to be a little more obvious what that card is. So you want them to commit to a card before they start reading the cards, and that way they'll just have that in their mind, and then they won't skip a beat. And the entire time when you're explaining this, you're going to be holding that big 3/4 chunk of the deck, and you're going to be turned around the entire time, so that you actually will be only looking at this packet of cards. And the only reason you're going to hold this packet is because when they name this card that they've thought of, you're essentially just going to be looking for it and then cutting it to the top of the deck. And that's really all this trick is. So now let's say that the spectator has committed to memory the 9 of hearts. Okay, that's going to be the card that they are going to lie to me about. So now they read all the cards, they get to 2 of diamonds, 7 of clubs, 9 of hearts, 5 of spades. So I listened for the 7 of clubs, and I heard that card, and now I heard the 9 of hearts. So immediately what I'm going to do when I'm turned around is I'm going to go ahead and go through and look for that 9 of hearts. When I find it, I'm going to cut that 9 of hearts to the top of the deck right over here. And then I'm going to get that in the position for a one-handed top palm, which looks like so. And then at this point, I kind of do some acting and I say, I'm sure it was somewhere in the middle. I think I heard the 7 of clubs, and then you said the 9 of hearts, I believe. I believe that might be the lie. And now at this point, I turn back around, I set the cards on the table. I now have this card palmed in my hand, so all I do is I say, now remember the secret prediction that I made before the trick actually began, and I actually really like to say this one line. I didn't do it in the performance, unfortunately, but I would normally say this one line. You told me you were a good liar, but I didn't know you were this good of a liar. And then you pull out the card that they named from your pocket, and it just looks like pure magic, and it looks really, really awesome. Now, of course, there is that one instance where you're holding these cards and let's say they go 5 of hearts, 2 of diamonds, 7 of clubs, ace of spades, 5 of spades, and you go, well, that's interesting because I already know that the ace of spades is not in here because I remember that's the card that I already placed in my pocket. Well, in that case, you have a complete miracle on your hands and you don't have to do any sleight of hand whatsoever because now you turn around, hands empty. You can even have the spectator reach into your pocket if you want, and you pull out the secret prediction that you made before the trick even began, and it's actually the exact card that they had come up with on the spot. But obviously that's a pretty rare occurrence, so don't count on that happening, of course, but it's always an option, so be ready for that. But yeah, that's essentially the trick. It's a very, very easy trick, as you can see. There's really not much to it. It's all in the presentation and how you present this trick. I really like tricks that seem super hands-off and everything just seems like it's in the spectator's hands. This trick, you're barely touching the cards. The only cards you're touching are these cards, but since you're turned around, the spectator is not going to be able to see you touching any of these cards. All their attention is going to be on the cards in front of them over here. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please go ahead and try it out. Let me know how it goes in the comments, and see you guys next time. Bye.